It does seem like it's a really easy way to get the third NG cruiser achievement, but obviously it's not as critical now that we have unlocked the B loadout. Can you be a little more micro and turn auto fire off so you can stay so you can say ion then laser? Yeah, you can. I'm able to with that initial volley. I just don't target the heavy laser until the ion is ready. And then after that, it tends to be pretty simple because I can keep their shield down. A valiant effort. It was an okay effort on my part. I think Draconis really gave it his all. I think we're gonna do a Kestrel run next. It's been a bit since we did the Kestrel, and probably an opportunity for us to maybe try and unlock the B loadout for the Kestrel. So let's see. As the Kestrel cruiser, repair back to full health when it only has 1 HP remaining. That's probably cheesable. You could probably bait that much damage to the ship, so we'll see about that. But have 11 systems installed on the Kestrel at one time. So off the bat, it has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8, so you would need to install 3 more. So let's see what. Mind control, drone bay, hacking, teleporter, mind control, hacking. Yeah, those are all doable. Draconis is your friend, by the way. Well, listen, Draconis, I feel bad that you did not get an opportunity to really shine. So we're gonna give you an opportunity to go out there with Card Shark. And the two of you will almost certainly be able to make a better attempt than what we had last. Vivi's gonna accompany you guys just so you have some supervision. So we got the Artemis missile and the burst laser. The burst laser is a good little gun. I think that thing actually does really good work. Yeah, let's give this one a go. I'm gonna try and get the full arsenal achievement to unlock the B layout. But honestly, we're just trying to get the dub. Who cares about the Chivos? We just want the dub. The data you carry is vital. We know that it's vital. Putting burst laser on 1 because the Artemis is not quite as important for the most part. What do we got? VV and engineering. No one's got any. Yeah, nothing to start. So we'll leave it like this. If we jump back, we got to do a whole bunch of lateral jumping. So that's really not an option. Hang on, let me get weapons fired up in the meantime. We do have 8 missiles to start, so we could at least use the Artemis early here while we're still trying to get our kind of ship warmed up. Your scans reveal an ore refinery and several factories, all standing still and empty. No life signs detected. Look at that. A small merchant ship messages you. Underground Federation comm channels are all talking about your secret mission. Let us install a weapon to help. Good luck. So the fire beam is this. Yeah, so this is basically like the beam version of the fire drone we had last run. Pretty safe to say that I'm gonna sell that, but if nothing else, it's basically just free scrap, so we'll take it. A small rebel ship is docked at a small station. You try to lay low, but it spots you. Power up the weapons. All right. So the fortunate thing with the burst laser is that even early here, a lot of times it's enough to knock out their shields. You hate to see that. Let's go ahead and try and get weapons offline with a missile. We'll spend some missiles early if for nothing more than to try and perhaps keep some extra hull integrity. Big whiff from the missiles there. Oh, he's got a defense drone. I'm not even paying attention. We're just throwing missiles into the void. Oof. Powering up their FTL to escape. No thanks. I'd rather you died, actually. We could fire at the engine to try and make it so he can't escape, but yeah, I was gonna say, we're just gonna assume that Cardi can hit all 3 of the shots and finish it. 2 fuel, 1 missile, 16 scrap. Unfortunately, that's a net loss of missiles because I wasn't paying attention. We were just throwing them to the meat grinder. We'll jump back one because we're going to be able to make up some time once we're jumping into the nebula, so that's a-okay. At first, it appears you've arrived in an empty system, but a ship appears from behind a planet and hails you. Ha ha ha, I'm the dread pirate Tuco. Prepare to die. I'm not a big Tuco fan, if I can be very honest. So we can at least put weapons power to the Artemis to get it ready to fire in case we want to use it. Shields down. Don't like the beam weapons. Early game when you've only got the one shield pip, those freaking beam weapons are savage. Weapons are all the way down. We can take our sweet, sweet time on the shields at this point. Well executed team. Look at that. A concert of laser fire. The ship explodes. 2 missiles, 1 drone, 13 scrap. 47. So that's the only downside to my madcap plan to try and go for the 11 systems achievement, is that it does really handcuff us on what we're able to spend scrap wise. You notice a Mantis attack ship ducking between the clouds of swirling space stuff. It's hunting you. You try to get the jump and move in to attack. Spoiler alert, you don't get the jump because that's not how this game is designed. Shield's got to come down first. He's got missiles, which I don't love. Let's try and get weapons offline. I am going to spend a missile to try and get that locked up. Yes. Yes. All right. That's good missile usage. Turn off auto fire. Whoop. Auto fire was still on. It had just made that next missile ready. 1 missile, 1 drone, 18 scrap. So 65 scrap. Next shield point is 50, 90 on the Kestrel because we start with a lower reactor amount. So depending on our next couple of events, that might be the early get here. Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools. They've tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational, and you move in to attack. We'll spend some missiles here early. You know, kind of like how we were using drone parts with the NG. You do get them back fast enough and reliably enough that it's probably in the long run financially beneficial to use one to get shields ripped down, because then I'm not taking as much hull damage because we can pull their weapons offline. It's like the age-old RPG conundrum of like, I have so much like of a fear of using items and resources and then wanting them later that you don't even stop to think about what resources you're giving away as an opportunity cost. With the pirate ship destroyed, your ship's system is restored to full functionality. You salvage what you can from the debris. 2 fuel, 14 scrap. So we are getting pretty close to a potential shield upgrade. It appears this distress beacon is coming from the surface of a nearby moon. Your senses are picking up a single life form. Let's go down and investigate. What could go wrong? You find a colony that seems to have been recently attacked. Exploring the devastation, you find a lone survivor. Did he attack it though? Do we know who attacked it? I mean, those are probably concerns for people that make more than we do. Let's invite him to join our crew. Hi, Charlie. He states that he was an engineer before being stranded. He happily offers his services for a time in exchange for getting off that rock. So Charlie is a superior engineer. So Vivi, you are going to get put to shield duty. Which doesn't sound as prestigious, right? Like engineer is one of those kind of iconic sci-fi positions, but like, I'm pretty sure you would want to be in the position to keep yourself alive. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that you consider that a promotion. We do have a store. Let's see if we can get a couple more jumps in. The store does have a clean line to the exit buoy. So we'll see what we can get here. Because if the store doesn't have anything we really, really like, we can just buy the second shield pit. You're immediately contacted by a settlement. Hello, travelers. Your ship seems to be outfitted for combat. Care to take up a bit of mercenary work? We'll listen to the offer. A space dock is under assault from the rebels. Although the dock is technically illegal within their laws. It's very important for our trade. We'll pay you in fuel and scrap if you promise to save them. Sure, yeah, we'll rescue them. They transmit the coordinates. I mean, shoot, I was gonna go there anyway, dog. Once you arrive at the beacon, you detect a rebel scout assaulting a compound on a nearby desolate moon. Let's do it. Engage the rebel. Rescue the space dock. All right, weapons coming up to speed. We're gonna volley out the Artemis immediately and try and pull shields down. And then we'll see if we can get the laser to take out weapons. Look at that. Come on. This? You guys needed to hire someone to do this? This is chump work. I don't, do these guys even count as a harassing force? Is this like the mall security of the war? Get out of here. I took my hands off the computer. Oh, it's sweet. And we get some hull back. I love it. The outpost tells you, thank you. I don't know what we did to anger the rebels, but they were ready to kill us. I'll show you our goods and patch up your hull. So 17 scrap and 5 hull. Oh, and they are a store. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so hang on. Ooh, another burst laser. That's a bit of a game changer. It's the Mark 1, which isn't as lovely. Well, let's do this, right? Let's get the hull tightened up. Fire beam is going to get sold because if I'm honest, I just don't love it. The repair burst, probably not necessary. Small bomb. Self-teleporting explosive that damages systems and crew, but not the hull. Can target your own ship. That's kind of neat, but I don't think it's anything I'm really super excited about. The second burst laser I do like. I wish it was another burst laser 2, but a 1 I can absolutely handle. Because what's the big difference? Is the charge time 12 seconds for 3 shots or 11 seconds for 2 shots? That's still 5 outbound shots. And it would only require us to put a little bit more into the weapon system to use both of them. Yeah, I think that's the get here. I'd love to continue pushing forward on this dream of the 11 systems. But like I said, the primary goal is to get that W. All right, so what do we need to do here? Well, let's rearrange them. We need 1 more point into weapons and 1 more reactor, but we're not going to do it right away because remember, we got another store right next door. Let's go there first. Almost got too excited. A transmission from a nearby planet indicates an outpost. All right, drones really aren't something we have a ton of need for at the moment. Maybe down the road. A backup battery does give us a cheap, a 30-second power boost to your reactor, and this counts as a system. I think, right? Or is that just a subsystem? Maybe that wouldn't count for the achievement. What's the achievement? 11 systems. I don't know. That one is perhaps up for debate. Fire suppression. I do love that. Hacking stun. All crew inside a room during a hacking pulse. We don't have a hack. Reconstructive teleport. We don't have teleport. Is it maybe the move? Well, I was going to say maybe the move is another crewman, but where would we put him right now? What's already... So pilot's chair is covered. Engineering's covered, shields are covered, weapons covered. We don't have a roamer. We don't have anyone to really handle intruders, and obviously the mantis would fill that role. But that sets us back to 0 on the scrap that we need to get weapons and to get shields online. You know what? We're gonna take a pass on all of this. We're gonna keep the Artemis laser for a rainy day. And instead, we're gonna start getting things online for the double missiles. Oh, look at that. You'll love to see it. It's beautiful. All right. Let's hope for a good event at our FTL buoy. You've arrived at the FTL long-range beacon. Of course, it's the cheap hire people. Well, we don't have any scrap. We chose guns over friends. That's the kind of crew you want to hire for a suicide mission. We'll go to NG controlled space. Thank them for their help. Thank Draconis, the NG, for his valiant service in the last jump. Store means nothing to us and we got no scrap, so let's linger around back here for a bit first. Black Market Hub. So we could sell all of our missiles for 15 scrap. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll get more missiles naturally from events, and in the meantime, that gets us a little bit closer to getting a scrap stockpile back. Because right now, we're going to field the lasers rather than missiles anyway. You arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with pirate markings partially crushed between two large rocks. It must have been illegally mining the belt without proper equipment. Try to dislodge the ship by shooting at the rocks or destroy and loot the ship. They're just pirates. Want more shields soon? Yeah, that's what I was saying, Afterlife. That's why I'm saying let's sell those missiles off, because we need scrap to start re-expanding the systems. We chose guns first, but we're gonna need the shield pips. Let's destroy them and loot the ship. They're just pirates. You decide the pirate is not worth saving and fire a few volleys into their hull. Before you can scrap the remains, another pirate ship flashes on your radar. Perhaps they saw your deed, or perhaps they want to claim the spoils for themselves. But for whatever reason, they're charging weapons. All right, they got a flame drone. You need big shots here early. All right, shields down, please. Love it. Ooh, did not get full contact on those shots. We do have a fire. Vivi, if you could put that out, please, my friends. All right, weapons are down. We need shields to get down and stay down. Vivi, you are a garbage fireman. More fires. Charlie, if you could go handle that one, please. There we go. 4 missiles, 1 drone, 12 scrap. We're gonna not take that on the thought that we can do better. Let's get these guys lined up. My God, guys, put some fires out, would ya? Yeah, 18 scrap instead. That's a better get. I'll take it. Gotta get the ship back in working order here. Oh shit, we're gonna lose another hull point because of the fire. Gotta be careful. Charlie's taking enough damage that he could... Yeah, okay, we're good. Oh, we gotta get oxygen fixed before the engines, boys. Let's get oxygen first, please. Before I forget again. After this run, probably going to just stop with the voyage counter. I'll be able to know how many runs it took to fix or to complete the game when I go back and like review everything. But if I'm going to forget it from run to run, it doesn't serve any purpose. All right, why don't you boy, you've earned a chance. Go relax. Go head to the med bay. Take a little rejuvenating nap in the back tanks. Whoop. Charlie, my man, I know you're eager to get back to work, but like, there you go. All right. So I said 90 for the next shield pip. It's actually going to be 95 because that's going to push us into the next bank of reactor purchases. So it's going to take a little bit more. A Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. Send an away party to investigate, which almost always feels like a death trap to me. Away parties in this game just are like an excuse for them to make it so that I don't have an extra crewman. But I'm just always so enticed by it. We're going to send an away party. Ooh, you find a hidden Federation outpost. They message you, quick, we just got word from a sister outpost that they've been discovered by the rebels and are under attack. If you're still loyal to the Federation, go save them. So we get some fuel, missiles, and scrap, and we've pulled a quest. Quest is near the jump point, so I guess we might as well try and get there. I'm okay with that. Your sensors have picked up a refugee ship drifting through the system. No doubt one of the many fleeing the rebel advance. It doesn't appear to have detected you, or else is trying to avoid notice. Let's hail them. The vessel is relieved to hear from you. They are running low on supplies. They suggest a trade. I don't have enough missiles for the trade, which is a bummer, because I absolutely would have taken that trade. I guess that's my comeuppance for selling those missiles earlier. You receive a distress call from a nearby NG ship. Assistance requested. Danger present. Imminent destruction. Let's move in to help them. You approach to find a Mantis ship assaulting a small NG space station. You prepare for a fight. What do we got? I don't know. That's another ion thing of some kind. I just don't know what. Shields are down. All right. First volley went pretty good. Weapons are down. Let's try and get shields locked up here. Love it. Love it. Nothing to repair, right? They don't have any of that on there. Dunzo. Ooh, 24 scrap, 3 fuel, 2 missiles, and some extra fuel from the NG. Thanks, guys. You always know what I'm looking to get. A thought has occurred. It's not brilliant. But hear me out. We power down the med bay for now. We don't need much in the way of scrap to get that extra chunk of power system back. And I think ultimately we're going to take less damage having the 2 shields than we are worried about having the med bay lit all the time. You arrive just in time to see an unusually well-armed MG ship destroying a small pirate craft. A teleporter signal is detected. Intruder on deck. A young Mantis is in a charred uniform is teleported onto the deck. He begs for sanctuary from the NG and offers to serve in exchange for your protection. Look, this is a chance at a free crewman. I know this fight tends to be a tough one because they tell you right from the jump that it's a well-armed NG ship, but I think we're going to take it. We're going to side with the fugitive and fight the NG ship. We immediately take some damage to the hull. Oh, it was a trap. He sabotages our ship before teleporting away. That's even worse. I hate everything about that. If we could get, well, the extra shield pips aren't going to do any good either. Man, what a garbage event. Wasn't quick enough on the timing with the 2 bursts. The trouble I'm having with our initial volleys right now is I'm like trying to bring the shields down and then be able to use the second shot to bring the weapons down. But if I don't get the shields to red, I then take a minute to think like, is this actually worth it? Or should I instead try and get shields to red? And that half moment of hesitation is often enough for me to lose the thread. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap materials. 3 fuel, 1 drone, 24 scrap. That 24 scrap is our ticket to having the systems back online. We got a boogie to try and make this quest before the rebels catch up. Holy crap! A weapon is just floating in space. The chain burst laser. The chain laser, yeah, this gets better the more you fire. Improves with consecutive shots. I mean, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't field this instead of the burst laser. Can I read? Do you give me a full breakdown? Yeah, so required power 2, charge time is 11 seconds, shot per charge is 2. This is 16 seconds for 2 shots. But then as you go, it's all the way down to 7. I'll take that. Straight to, no, let's not go straight to the store. Get one more jump in to see if we can potentially get some more scrap. What at first seems to be a simple nebula is actually filled with a good amount of debris from a brutal exchange between several ships. Wreckage drifts by your screens and tumbles into the depths of the nebula to be lost from sight. It's hard to determine who the combatants were without closer investigation, so we investigate. As you approach the wreckage, a slug ship makes its arrival. It hesitates for a moment, as if surprised to see anyone remaining, and then jumps away without a word. You resume scanning the system, wary of any other visitors. So let's actually do the quest first, because if the quest rewards us enough scrap, it might be worth jumping over to the store. You arrive in the sector to see a small outpost being bombarded by an automatic drone. This must be the Federation base you were told about. So let's let everything come up to speed here. And then I think we're actually going to put this initial volley on weapons, because the automated ships are so bad to get like systems re-outfitted that now it should just be a matter of mopping up. Love it. Yeah, and then look, by the time we're here and shields are down, you don't have to worry about synchronizing the blasts. And with the chain laser, oh, love it. You scrap the wreckage. 3 fuel, 2 missiles, 12 scrap. Oh, look, we're getting all kinds of goodies. With the threat gone, you contact the Federation outpost. They respond, our location has been compromised. Take everything you can, and please drop our survivors off at the next station. One soldier offers to stay and fight. So 12 scrap, the Hull Smasher Laser Mark II, and a new crew member. Hull Smashing Laser Mark II. 3 power, 15 required charge time, 3 shots per charge for 1 damage each. But it does double damage on systemless rooms. So I think this actually becomes the better weapon once we have capacity for it. So like the burst laser can go away, right? Like that's kind of obvious. The question becomes, so it's 15 seconds all the time, but it's an extra shot. Yeah, that's a way better. It's like 5 seconds per damage as opposed to what would be, let's see, 16, 12, 15. It winds up being almost like 60%. I don't know if that math's correct. But we're going to need another point into weapons to make that a reality. Let's go to the store. Oh, we got to find a spot for Emily, too. We got to choose where Emily goes. Message arrives. Your scrap, ours. Our weapons, for you. You're just about to raise your shields when you realize it's just an NG trader looking to trade. So I do want to fix the hull, but let's see what else we got here. Hiring a Zoltan doesn't seem terrible right now. Does he have any skills to speak of? No. We can sell the burst laser because at this point essentially we have other things that are doing its job but better. I mean, the Artemis, I could probably sell the Artemis, but if I'm honest, I don't know where that 19 scrap is going to go right away. So it might be worth just sitting on it a little longer. 22, or we pull the Zoltan. What isn't manned that could be manned that would matter? Well, I could throw him in oxygen, because then that kind of lets us take a point out of oxygen and leave someone dedicated to fix oxygen. We've done that before with a Zoltan crew member. I'm just thinking that that's like, we're spending 60, but is it worth it? Because I mean, really what I'm spending the 60 for is for the reactor core, and we could get that for 30. So yeah, let's skip it, because this 60 gets us closer to being able to field the burst laser and the new weapon, the hull laser 2. We're just gonna fix the hull. I don't think we're gonna buy any of these either. So how much do we need? We need 50, we need 75 in essence to be able to field both of those together. So we need another 30, which hopefully we'll find in the next sector. Let's get out of here. You arrive at the long range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you get ready to jump. Sell drone parts for scrap. Don't mind if I do. You can have all 6 of my drone parts, friend, which gives us a lot more realistic path to getting our gun set up. Uncharted Nebula or Uncharted Nebula. It's a tough decision. It would give us less options to go the southern route, so let's stay the course here, I guess. You've entered a nebula-rich sector. You may put a few light years on the fleet. That's only useful if you make it to the other side. Let's hope for a good scrap reward almost right away. Which is the more jump saturated? Let's go down this way. A rock armored transport nearby looks to have lost its bearings, but when you hail, they grow suspicious. Whatever life form you are, we find you repugnant. We seek no aid. Now leave. I mean, okay, we'll leave. That's kind of rude of you. We'll go to the store, but this is basically just like tempting myself to avoid the plan we just put in motion. You discover a cluster of Federation refugee ships taking shelter in the folds of the nebula. Drones we don't care about, so that's actually fine. So now the question is, do we sell the chain laser? Because, like, it would be an outrageous... What's the math on that? So let's see. 1, and then we would need 165... 205 scrap to get into a position to field all 3 lasers. I don't know how likely that is. I mean, but we're on like the second jump of the 3rd sector, so maybe it's not as crazy as I think it is. So maybe we just sit on it. Yeah, I think we're just gonna sit. I'm with it. That's fine. Stay the course. We got a plan. It's worrying that the rebels have penetrated so deep into uncharted space, even if it is only an unmanned craft. It arms its weapons. You should do the same, and we will. Why is... Oh, because we had been nebulaed. I was like trying to figure out why all my power assignments were so screwy. And away we go. Alright, weapons are offline. Their single drone I don't think is enough to bother me. Oh, you got a shot in there, though. Well, maybe he is, because we're, like, right at the cusp of what is working on the shields. Yeah, dude, that drone is motoring. There we go. Shields down, weapons down. We could please get this drone to stop shooting me. That would be lovely. BV, I'm gonna need a little bit more work in the shield room to keep those shields topped off, yeah? Ship explodes. 1 fuel, 1 drone, 22 scrap. Hey, guess what, team? That means that now the hull laser and the burst laser lit and ready for combat. Your ship emerges quite far away from the beacon. You see a rebel ship waiting nearby, undoubtedly stationed to look for you. Let's fight them. Let's try this new gun configuration. So this, I think, is worth perchance splitting the volleys up. We'll see here. So, like, burst laser didn't bring the weapons all the way down. Yeah, we should have still focus fired the weapons there. So that's not an ideal situation. Phoebe, almost as if I just asked you for it. You just leveled up on shields. That's wonderful. All right, let's get these weapons offline, please. This is definitely something that I have been doing. I don't want to say doing wrong, but perhaps not thinking through my strategies in the previous runs we've done. Because, like, I'm always trying to get shields down first. And, like, how much does that matter if I've pulled their shields completely offline? Or their weapons offline? Take everything we have. Let's both forget this happened. I don't want your missiles or your drone parts, so we're actually going to just finish you. Yeah, because that was worth way more scrap, and I got some fuel out of it. I'm going to take that, dog. Let's... I was going to say let's invest in another point to put another point back into the pilots, but we're not going to do that. Can you jump? You don't have a line to jump forward. An advanced Rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small Rebel space station. However, without functioning sensors, it is impossible to tell what is inside. Let's get at it. We're gonna fight it. It's got a hacking system, so that's kind of a bummer. Let's hope for pretty good. He hacked my sensors. Brilliant. It's a brilliant maneuver. Weapons charging. Missiles not great. Don't love that. Weapons offline. They're not fielding weapons, so Vivi, you can actually be free to go and fix the med bay. Should be good here. Med bay fixed. Oh, why don't you stick around? You had a little damage that I didn't realize. Charlie, you've got damage too. I'm so used to the NG ship right now that I'm not paying attention to the crew's health and safety. It's a great way to get a mutiny on my hands. Speaking of great way to not pay attention, it just occurred to me that I still have Emily sitting in the cockpit. 25 scrap, and then we've got the station was apparently designed to outfit rebel ships with drone schematics. The Ion Intruder drone, which is not that important for us. So where do we put you, Emily? What is the most important system to make sure we're not losing? Probably weapons, given our current setup, because if we lose points in weapons, it throws the whole thing out of whack. So you're gonna go and assist Card Shark to make sure that the weapons stay armed at all times. Yeah, keep up this nebula exploration. Try and get as many stops as we can. Nervously glance out the windows, but the only thing to greet you is more clouds and silence. We do want to hit this store. We're gonna sell that drone if nothing else. I don't think we're ever gonna reach a point where we're adding a drone to this setup. There's only one other ship at this beacon, and it is showing heavy damage. You receive a message on your console. Greetings, traveler. We were crippled by a band of pirates and are now forced to sell our remaining valuable equipment to acquire the necessary supplies to get home. Well, here, instead of giving you supplies, why don't you give me scrap? 123. Laser Charger Mark II. Charge time is 5 seconds. Oh, this is interesting. Charge weapons can be charged multiple times to generate more firepower. You can save time and fire the weapon prematurely, but it will have fewer shots ready as a result. Man, we just keep finding these banging weapons. So this could charge up to 4 shots. It would wind up... It's the same charge speed in essence as our hull laser, but doesn't have the added bonus of the double damage on systemless rooms. So I think I'm actually going to avoid falling into that trap. Yeah, because it's... I mean, the burst laser actually winds up being a better... shots per second, so we're gonna pass on that. The weapon pre-igniter, however, is a real tempting get here. So I could save up more scrap and get us in a position where we're fielding all the weapons, but the thought of having all of our weapons ready to rip at the start of a jump is bananas. We're doing it. If I'm remembering how this augment works correctly, we're going to have a pretty filthy volley ready basically the minute we come out of warp. It appears the distress beacon is coming from the surface of a nearby moon. Your senses are picking up a single life form. Go down to the surface to investigate. You find a colony that seems to have been recently attacked. Exploring the devastation, you find a lone survivor. I said it previously. I'm pretty sure that you have like a 50-50 shot of the person you take back to your ship being the person who did the attack. But we have like a really homogenous crew. We only have a single non-human crew member. So I would love to get someone other than a human for some blue events. So we're going to invite them to join. It's another person named Charlie. So we got that going for us. And he thanks us for getting off the rock. Maybe that guy's just always named Charlie, because that's how we got the Charlie that we have too. He's actually not as good a weapons expert as Card Shark, even though he came with some weapons experience. So I guess we're going to put him into... Yeah, we'll put him into the doors console, because this mans doors and basically gives us the free blast doors upgrade, which means I don't have to worry about spending money on blast doors real fast. Navigating the fog blind, you practically bump hulls with a mantis ship. They hail you. Pah! This transgression will be overlooked. Nebula, very dangerous. Next time, humans all die. I want to try out our fancy shootings. So there won't be a next time. Open fire. Yeah, that's filthy. All right, so we are gonna... We got boarded. I don't know where they are. That's fine. Oh, I do know where they are, because we can see them banging on our newly installed blast doors. So that's fine. Send some people to fight. They don't have weapons. Let's get shields down. Their weapons came back up just as I finished that volley, which kind of sucks. Emily's pretty badly hurt, actually. We took a missile shot for my transgressions, which is a bummer. Oof. Oh my god. It is an absolute folly of riches. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap. 2 fuel, a drone, 30 scrap, and a laser charger. Let's go see what a freaking laser charger is. Six seconds, 1 shopper charge, max charge 2. So this isn't actually that great. So we can sell that pretty safely, I would assume. Is everyone healed up? Back to stations, please, everyone. New Charlie, if you could go back to the doors, I will lock stations. There we go. I guess we could put Emily in sensors just so that it's manned. And then Emily can just float to weapons as needed. I think we can do this double jump here. Let's try it. There appear to be a number of small stations nearby. Before you have time to scan them, warnings go off. A rebel teleporter was used in one of the stations. You've been boarded. All right, so the boarding party is just that. It is a boarding party without a ship to fight, so we can do the old fall back and fight them on our terms. Let's make sure we're keeping an eye on people's health so no one dies. So Charlie's getting really close. Vivi's getting close. Oh god, they followed me into the freaking... Vivi is really hurting. Vivi, if you could cowardly run away, that would be ideal. Alright, beautiful. Alright, now everyone's gonna take shifts in the med bay, feeling better. Everyone's kind of sick. They don't feel great. That felt relatively painless. I feel like there are times where we get those early boarding events before I've started to set up for it, or before we have the crew to deal with it, where I just get decimated. So that's pretty satisfying, if I'm honest.